Welcome back! And thanks for the vote. That one person that voted. It's been decided. We shall finish this game. And yeah, well, but I'm gonna stick to what I said last time. That I'm not gonna go for all the endings. Except cookies, whatever. Yeah, I'm just hoping that we get a whole bunch of Kojiro screen time because I don't know. I prefer him of our main character. He's the kind of crazy that I like, while her overly obsessed and bordering on how shall I say that? Don't know how to describe it. Could that dog outside shut up finally? It's been barking for like 15 minutes. But yeah, well, their dynamic is also what I prefer. She's definitely the obsessive type, which I cannot stand. But yeah, let's continue and see how far we can get. I'm still very much sleep deprived. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Again. Why do you not have sound though? A second. Give me a second to fix that. Yeah. Go back. Yo. Will you give me sound now? Yeah, there we go. Oh no 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 no. It was the last three, I guess. I think. Alright. The elevator right down is silent and awkward, but eventually the doors open to reveal the ground floor. What? Oh yeah, I remember that Tomoe found the picture of Noriko as a corpse, but didn't we end at that pretty much? Well, let's go for Noriko. Come with me, I need to talk to you. Tomoe tenses and stiffens, but she murmurs something that sounds like agreement. I pull away from her and grab her wrist to lead her out of the office. We exit from the throng of onlookers, scratching their heads, and dart towards the elevator. Shinya says nothing as we pass him. He just looks on with a pale face. The elevator right down is silent and awkward, but eventually the doors open to reveal the ground floor lobby. I told you it was Shinya! Ha! Maybe not. But he definitely has a guilty conscience. We finally emerge outside into the brisk morning air. Trying hard to catch my breath, I notice that Tomoe isn't nearly as exhausted as I am. I want to chalk up my wheezing condition to a lack of sleep, but I know that's just an excuse for my poor physical fitness. One second, you pulled her towards the elevator, took the elevator down, and then walked like 10 meters outside of the building and you're out of breath? That isn't just poor physical fitness, that is just devastating. Get some exercise in. Tomoe is still holding the photo in her hand. She looks at it once more in disgust, then faces me with one hand on her hip.
You want to tell me what the fuck this is?
Look, it's difficult to explain, but I'll try my best.
I want to find out who planted this in my drawer. And look at this.
She thrusts the photo at me once again. She uses the point of her thumb to indicate the timestamp printed at the bottom of the image.
It's got yesterday's date on it. A photo of your dead body, as if you've already been killed. But here you stand.
Here she stands indeed. Sure enough, the photo bears yesterday's date. The time states 9:06 p.m. I marked it as such when I was under the belief that Tomoe would find it yesterday morning. I wanted her to anxiously wait out the day until my death accompanied the rising moon. Since that didn't go down the way I planned, the confusion on Tomoe's face now is self-explanatory.
I just can't believe that corpse girl wants you dead.
What did she say?
Huh? This is just like what happened to Akane Tsurumaki when I requested her death. The police found a photo of her own dead body on her phone when they investigated how she died.
What? Is this public knowledge? How did I not know this?
And now you've got a similar photo. Does that mean Corpse Girl is trying to kill ya? But it doesn't make sense. It's already past the time it says here. And why was the photo in my desk drawer? What do I gotta do with it?
I'm still reeling from the information about Akane Tsurumaki. The police discovered the corpse photo on her phone. Of course they did. Of course they would investigate her death. It was foolish of me to assume the photo wouldn't come to light. Oh, no, that was the girl prior. The first victim of Corpse Girl. I was like, wasn't there, like, the information dropped that there was a similar photo of her hanging from whatever? But yeah, she died differently. Right. Okay. Tomoe grits her teeth and tenderly touches a finger to the bloody cut on her scalp, the place her fingernails slashed in anguish. She looks at her fingertip in revulsion and sighs.
Look, maybe it's my fault that Akane Tsurumaki ended up down the well. Maybe it's not. The least I can do is make sure that the fucking corpse girl doesn't come to get you as well. You ain't my friend or nothing, but sluts gotta stick it out together, right? I don't want another cold bitch on my conscience.
I feel like these are the most touching words Tomoe can string together. I'm somewhat flattered that she wants to protect me.
Tomoe, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I kinda do, you know? You comforted me a little when I came to you about the dead skank. Made me feel like I wasn't totally to blame, yeah? I might not be as much of a psycho as I thought. Might be a heart beating behind that flat chest.
Okay. Thanks.
Unexpectedly, the brash and brazen girl beams at me brightly.
I'm putting you under 24-hour surveillance. Corpse Girl's gonna have to crack my skull open before she goes sticking her fingers into yours.
Okay. I don't want to be on this 24-hour surveillance though.
Tomoe, really, that's not necessary.
I can't figure out a way to convey that I'm not actually in any danger. Well, immediate danger, at any rate. It's true that there's someone out there who wants me dead badly enough to have requested it through the website, but as far as the threat of Corpse Girl coming to get me goes, I'm perfectly safe. I resign myself to simply staring blankly at Tomoe, the girl I hold so much disdain for. I know I should choose my next words carefully. Tomoe is prone to violent outbursts at even the best of times. Shall we go for... I feel like she's gonna force us into accepting her help no matter what. So... I guess I'd feel better with you looking after me.
I'd feel better with you looking after me.
You're damn right. Ain't no one gonna protect you as good as me.
Right. Tomoe reaches forward and ruffles my hair in a tomboyish manner. I grimace and bear it until she's satisfied and retracts her arm with a laugh.
Now what are we gonna do? I don't totally believe this corpse girl person really exists, but still. Something or other killed Akane Tsurumaki. Pretty sure it wasn't suicide, what with the photo and all. Since you got one of them photos too, I reckon someone's out to get you.
Yeah, about that.
How about we hunker down at my place after work? Gals night in, right?
Right.
If someone tries to break down the door to get to you, I'll show them what's what.
She really is insistent. I almost can't believe this is the same girl that slapped me across the face last week, and she still hasn't apologized for that. Good that we just accept everything that happens to us without any complaint. I feel like we could almost be friends at this rate, but what happens when she finds out I'm not actually in any danger? Will she think I used her? Betrayed her? What if she finds out that I'm corpse girl? That would probably be the trigger that provokes her into slashing my throat herself. Tired as I am and feeling weak of will, I simply nod.
Sure. Let's go to your place after work.
Yeah, that's what's up! We'll do a snack run, okay? Gotta have chocolate and cake on a night like this.
Sorry. I like chocolate and I like cake, but I don't know. I wouldn't eat them in the evening. There's a perfectly good time in the afternoon to do that, not during the night. All of a sudden, she freezes and stares intently into my eyes, although, I'll be honest, I'm not the biggest chocolate fan. But chocolate cake is a different story.
Shit. Sorry, I didn't mean to...
Mean to what?
It's fine. Snacks sound good.
Hey, don't feel pressured to eat, okay? I got a big appetite, so nothing will go to waste.
She grins, looking proud of herself. My expression softens somewhat. Somehow, Tomoe is displaying the minimum amount of human decency, and yet it's very touching. We've somehow broken down a wall between us and removed the animosity that has hung in the air since the day we met. Suddenly, she reaches out her hand, the photograph held gently between her fingers.
Here. Better you have it than me.
Why not just throw it away? Looking down at the photo, it's pretty clear that it's me in the image. I suppose it would be best to delete this evidence. I shred the photo carefully, making sure to completely destroy any of my defining features in the image. With the photo completely ripped beyond recognition, I toss it in a nearby bin. Tomoe smiles at me and we enter the office building, side by side. Tomoe's apartment is not at all like I expected it would be. For starters, it's not an absolute trash heap like it always was in my mind's eye. The place is nice, fairly modern, and probably not that cheap. She lives on the outskirts of Shinjuku, so she's a lot closer to the office than I am. That probably explains why she's usually so punctual, despite her terrible work ethic. From what I can gather from my first impressions, she lives alone. A few photo frames near the entrance features some family members, including a younger brother and sister. It's funny, because she doesn't seem like the older sister type to me. No, it's definitely coming out now. It wasn't before, but it's showing now that she's the caring type. The personal effects decorating the apartment aren't cheap and tacky. Much to my surprise, I immediately get the feeling that she earns more money than I do, even though we have the same job. So, how could that be? Maybe she has a side gig, Maybe she has sugar daddy or her family helps her out, you know? There are many possibilities. The sugar daddy part is just... I've seen too many documentaries on girls that look like this that have sugar daddies, so that's why. Kind of biased in that sense, so it doesn't necessarily have to be the case. Or maybe, did I say second job already? You never know. People have their own time that they spend off work and whatever they do in their free time. Who knows? Maybe she, I don't know, paints and sells those paintings. Who knows? Oops, did I skip something? I feel like it. We're both simple data entry terms. We'd surely be on the same contract and the same Are you kidding yourself right now, Noriko? Maybe she is actually better at negotiating her salary than you are. Unless it is like a set amount that they pay, then yes, you can't really do anything about that. But isn't she supposed to be like the shift supervisor or something like that? Meaning she would probably get a few yen more than you do. But I don't know. Sometimes you get that better position without any pay increase. Looking at you, one of my last jobs. I suppose she is a little bit older than me. Maybe she had a well-paying job before starting work at Temujin. Why would she switch to a lesser paying job then? Unless she got fired. Or maybe she has a side job. Either way, there's no way she could afford to live here on the same salary as me.
So, would you like a cup of tea? I've got oolong, green, barley, hojicha.
Hojicha?
So many to choose from. I didn't take you as much of a tea drinker.
Well, of course I am. It's tradition, you know. Tradition's real important.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Hojicha for me, please.
Sure. Coming right up.
As Tomoya busies herself in the kitchen nook, I continue scanning the apartment. A fairly large TV sits atop a sleek cabinet against one wall of the living room. A comfortable-looking sofa fills most of the room, but gives way to a small kotatsu in the corner. What? Where? Where is a kotatsu? There is none. I feel light though. During winter, kotatsu is a very valuable piece of furniture. It's a small, low table with a blanket to cover your legs. Underneath is a tiny space heater designed to warm up the enclosed area.
I like your kotatsu. I can't even fit one in my apartment.
Oh yeah, they're great, right? Dad actually made that one for me.
Your dad made it?
I look closely at it. I don't know much about woodwork, but the whole thing looks very solid and well made. Even the blanket spread underneath the table's surface is pleasing to look
It's
at.
probably not cold enough to flick the heater on, but feel free to sit down there if you like.
No, that's okay. I'm warm enough.
A memory of my childhood flickers at the edge of my mind, like a moth dancing around a flame. Sitting at a kotetsu as a child, with a warm cup of cocoa, and my big sister reading a book aloud to me. I shake my head. It was too long ago to even attempt to remember clearly, and the past never really mattered much to me anyway. Tomoe has finished pouring tea, so she sits two ceramic mugs atop the coffee table and calls out to me.
Tea's up!
Thank you.
Aww, adorable.
So, we gotta protect you from Corpse Girl, right?
I simply
Hey, wait a
nod.
minute. If you got one of them photos, that means someone requested your death, right? This whole time, I've been thinking it's Corpse Girl that wants you dead. But that ain't right. It means that someone else just asked Corpse Girl to put you in the ground.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
She's not wrong. While Corpse Girl isn't actually after me, it's true that there's somebody who requested my death.
Huh. So who do you think it is? Who wants you dead?
Well, honestly, at first I thought it was you.
Yeah, I mean, last week I might have been tempted to chuck your photo on the website, but nah. You work right near me in the office. If you ended up dead, someone would trace it back to me, you know? I dobbed in Akane Tsurumaki because she worked way upstairs. And we never talked, save one time when I found out she's a total skank.
Oh? So you did speak to her once? What was she like?
Fucking slut, that one. We met in the lobby. I was on one of them couches doing my makeup because I was in early one morning. She walks past me, gives me one of them looks all those snooty rich people give you. You know the type, like, I'm better than you and I know it. But you know what she said to me?
What did she say?
She says this. Honey, please wait for your clients outside the building.
Huh? What did she mean?
Oof.
Ugh, don't you get it? She was implying that I'm a hooker or something. Just by looking at me, she decided I didn't belong in the office building.
Ah,
It really pissed me off. I'm sick of people judging me like that. Yeah, I look different from y'all, but so what? I got my own style, so just fuck off.
so you're not a hooker?
Bitch. You're lucky I'm in a good mood.
I can't help but laugh along with her.
Sorry, I was just kidding.
Yeah, I know. You're not so bad, Noriko Kurosawa.
Thanks. You're not so bad yourself, Tomoe Watanabe.
We share another laugh, and I feel my tense and guarded persona slowly slipping away. This girl, this person that I detested just days ago, did I have her all wrong? We clashed countless times while working together, but now we are suddenly becoming closer. Why is that? It's almost as though some sort of maternal instinct kicked into gear inside Tomoe, and she feels the urge to keep me safe. Is it guilt over Akane Tsurumaki's death? Is it because she's happier overall now that she has a boyfriend? Does dating Shinya make her less pissed off at the world and less eager to lash out? I don't know the answer, but I'm glad we've been able to set aside our differences.
Right. Now we've got some tea. Why don't we watch some trashy TV?
Not exactly my preferred way to spend an evening, but Tomoe has welcomed me into her home. We've all but buried the hatchet. It's only fair that I extend a hand of friendship as well.
Okay. Trashy TV sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Tomoe cheers and picks up the television remote with a quick flick of her wrist. Bleached soul, fortune bond with Tomoe. Okay. June 3rd, Wednesday. Another dull morning in the office. The chatter of people talking on the phone, the humming of the air conditioner, the tapping of fingers against keyboards. If I didn't have music to drown out the white noise, I'd probably go mad from being exposed to it every day. I don't know how everyone else deals with it. Thanks to a good night's rest, I've been able to work diligently so far. I've completed a few tasks already, but there's still a lot more work to do. As I continue to pulverize my keyboard with thin, brittle fingers, I look out over the office floor to see who is around. Shinya sits at his desk, his expression scrunched up in concentration, and he absent-mindedly scratches his face with the blunt end of a pen. Turning my gaze, I observe the back of Tomoe's head as she works attentively at her computer. She hasn't said anything to me since we arrived at the office this morning. Because I now know that she's not the one who requested my death, I feel more at ease around her. And with the photo of my own corpse destroyed, I can put yesterday's unplanned events behind me. I need to be more careful in the future. Forgetting that I planted a photo like that in Tomoe's desk drawer was an oversight I can't afford to repeat. I need to be clever, calculated, cunning. You, right? Dream on, Noriko. You're not as intelligent as you think you are. Corpse Girl's ambitions require me to be at peak performance at all times. I can't go messing up like that again. I'm lucky that no one else was dragged into the whole mess. Imagine if I did something so stupid when trying to kill a real victim. I would have ruined the entire operation. Taking a deep breath, I clap my cheeks softly with both hands. From now on, I'm going to truly focus when carrying out my plans. You wanna go out again? Your turn. Okay. What? All I need to do is wait for the next victim to come through the website. I am ready for it. Finding out the identity of whoever requested my own death shouldn't be my top priority. I'm immune to Corpse Girl's wrath, of course, so unless someone decides to come at me with a knife, I'm perfectly safe. I'll check the website requests this evening, as soon as I get home. It's too risky to try and assess it while at work. I'm sorry. With newfound resolve, I nod to myself and look ahead to the end of the day. The flickering notification on my laptop screen prompts a wicked grin to split my face in two. One new request. I don't waste any time before opening up the details of the request. My heart begins to pound and I feel the welcome rush of adrenaline flooding through my body. Request details. Today, 10:55 AM local time. Victim's phone. Downloading image attached. My eyes widen at the sight of the uploaded photo. Two people. Two identical women. Twins? Identical twins at that. The woman on the left is circled in red. She is obviously the requested victim, but without knowing them personally, it's impossible to distinguish between the two. They both have the same stunning features, lustrous hair, and contagious smiles. This truly is an interesting request. I immediately jump to the conclusion that one twin wants the other dead. That's not the only possibility, but I'd like to think it's the case. Makes it exciting. This type of request only serves to reinforce my resolve. I can't wait to start gouging out the victim's eyes. She will leave behind a truly beautiful corpse. As I wait for my secret weapon, the database of the deceased, to load up my phone, tingles beside me on the couch. It's a noise message from none other than Kojiro. Hey, you there? About last time. Hi. Hey, that guy, eeeh Hanada, gone today. Is that so? Where did he go? Cremated. Family didn't collect him. Limited space. You know how it is. I don't quite know why Kojiro decided to tell me this. I suppose he still thinks I requested eeeh's death, so... I see. More names? What? Want me to look up more names? Corpse Girls as victims? Sorry, I don't have more names for you. Shame. Tell me if you request more deaths. Oh, and do you know her identity? Who? Corpse Girl? Yes. No, sorry, I don't know who she is. Okay. Is it you? Jeez, are we back to this again? No, it's not me. I'm not as clever as all that. Okay. How does she kill? I'm not sure. Okay. What do you know, Lol? All I know is that the victim receives a photo of their own corpse before they die. Everyone knows that. My dog knows that. It's a calling card. You had a request fulfilled. Tell me more. I don't know what else to tell you. Lame. Okay. By the way, I saw the photo. What photo? Eiji Hanada. Photo on his phone. The calling card. Huh? How did Kojiro see it? Sure, he deals with dead bodies, but surely personal possessions are removed from the deceased before they enter the morgue. I need to play it cool here and not invite any more suspicion of myself. Are you talking about the photo that Corpse Girl supposedly sends her victims? Yes. Funny thing, was definitely the guy, but photo didn't match cause of death. The photo didn't match the cause of death. I remember crafting Eiji Hanada's photo, of course. It wasn't all that long ago. I used a base image of a corpse with dismembered legs hanging over a power line. It was a memorable image after all. It made a fearsome sight, but it's not something that could be easily replicated by suicide, or by murder, for that matter. So I never really expected Eiji to wind up looking like the photo. From what I read in the obituary, he died in a traffic accident. He must have been driving or he was a pedestrian. Either way, it was likely a collision with a vehicle. For starters, the cadaver still has both legs. No legs on the photo. Did you know that? No, I didn't know. I haven't seen the photo you're talking about. You haven't? Interesting. So Corpse Girl doesn't share with the requester. Hang on. Okay, so only the victim sees the photo. Here. Kojiro shares a photo in the chat. Why are you just randomly sharing this? God. But you only see the back of his head, so how can we be sure that it's the one who was requested? Sure enough, it's a snapshot of the corpse photo I produced for Eiji Hanada. He must have copied it from the victim's phone. The photo from Corpse Girl. Compared to this. Another photo is shared in the chat. This one I haven't seen before. It doesn't look like he actually should have died from this. But, okay, who knows? It's Eiji Hanada's true corpse, sprawled forward in the driver's seat of a wrecked car. Where's this car wrecked? It's perfectly fine. He looks like he's sleeping. Maybe the arms are a bit weird, but other than that, he looks fine. Seeing a genuine corpse photo doesn't come as much of a surprise to me. After all, I've spent countless hours trawling through the database of the deceased. I've seen more than my fair share of destroyed lives. There's not too much blood in this photo. It's kind of lame compared to the gorgeous rendition of his death that I lovingly crafted. Still not entirely evident what led to Eiji's car collision. This very well could have been a genuine accident. For my own ego, I have to at least pretend that Corpse Girl had a hand in it. Thoughts? The real death doesn't match Corpse Girl's photo at all. Why do you think that is? I feel pretty clever and manipulative by putting the question on Kojiro. I want to lessen the suspicion of my true involvement as much as possible. You're asking me. Well, some theories. Corpse Girl's photo is a scare tactic. Nothing more, but don't know where photo comes from. She convinces the victim to kill themselves. Shouldn't If it's a calling card and the police knows about this calling card, shouldn't they check if the photo's doctored? And you should still be able to perceive that, right? If it's a doctored image, and it is after all. So I don't get it. Are they so lazy to not do that? She convinces the victim to kill themselves. What the hell? How could this very first theory be right on the money? Just who is this guy? Is he stalking me or something? Does he actually know the truth? Second theory. Corpse girl comes after victims. But a genuine accident happened first. Eiji Hanada died before she got to him. The second theory is off the mark, but I can see why he came to that conclusion. Regardless, this is the theory I want him to believe. I think the second theory is most likely. Why would someone kill themselves from seeing a photo? Doubting my own methods like this leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Not that simple. Photo is personal and time-stamped, adds urgency, realism. Yes, but since, at least at this time of her career, she gives them like a day or day and a half to think about the photo. Meaning, people would probably lose interest since nothing happened so far. And why should it suddenly happen just because it's a few days later, a few hours later then? But if you really get a photo pretty much immediately, and like with our prologue girl, the death is imminent, just an hour away, I think you would actually lose your head a bit. And might be tempted to, I don't know, but I still don't see how a photo would do anything but cause distress in the person receiving it. How is a photo able to convince someone to kill themselves? I don't get it. Hopefully we'll get the theory behind it, the logic behind it explained at one point. I'm gonna doubt it anyway. But yeah. So far, don't know. Unless, you know, somehow there are some other connections going on that leads to, as soon as the photos sent to that person, them realizing how bad their life is and then ending it. I don't know. Could be effective, especially in someone anxious or gullible. You know, maybe yes, but I think you actually had to be mentally very unstable if a photo is what triggers your suicide. Like with the first one that was hung up on a scarecrow. That has to have been someone else getting influenced by the photo. Okay. But the other ones are all kinda accident/suicide. And yeah, well, prologue girl was forced by a higher power or something like that. I don't know. He's right, of course. Although causing death in this manner was never my intention when I first started Corpse Girls' website, it's a possibility that did occur to me when the Ruri Hatano died. Wait a minute, how did you even get these two photos? Lol. Now she asks. Police on scene like to share. More morbid, the better. Dead guy with corpse photo on his phone fits the bill. They sent me both photos. We played spot the difference, lol. Disgusting. I never knew the police could be so disrespectful to the dead. Well, I can't really talk. At the very least, I'm not in that line of work. You know, you get desensitized by death a lot if you work in a job that deals with it quite often. And considering that police has to be called if someone dies, even via natural death, to rule out foul play, as well as doctors and stuff. When you find a dead body, you have to call the police. So they get to see a whole bunch of dead bodies. And depending on where they work, they see a whole bunch of dead bodies in their daily life, I would presume. So, yeah, you definitely get desensitized. Well, again. Anyway, coffee? Huh? Get coffee with me. Yes? No? Unbelievable ball. This guy wants to meet up and grab coffee? Does this conversation really give him the feeling that I'm interested in him? Does he think we've bonded over discussion of dead bodies? I'm about to tell him no, but some part of me hesitates and holds my fingers. Kojiro has connections. The morgue, the police. We're gonna meet Kojiro if you want to or not, because Kojiro is the only reason I'm still playing this game, alright? It's not inconceivable that he might be a useful tool in the future. At this stage, I'm about 80% sure he doesn't know my true identity. It might be safe to meet up with him. On the other hand, I get the impression that even if he knew who I really am, he'd only be impressed. It's a gamble. It could be beneficial, or it could lead to me being caught out. I might even get arrested for my involvement in 3 deaths. Though, is what I'm doing really illegal? I'm not so sure, but I don't think a jury would take my side. That's why I have an err the side of caution at all times. Kojiro. Okay, let's meet. I type the words and hit send before I have any more second thoughts. It might be a fatal mistake, but if I'm clever enough, I can wrap him around my finger and utilize his connections. Or message you tomorrow. Bye. Kojiro's status immediately changes to offline. I rest my phone on the couch and look back to the laptop screen in front of me. The smiling, beautiful faces of 2 identical women stare back at me. That's right. I was about to start working on this most interesting request. I still have plenty of time before I need to get to sleep. With this thought in mind, I set about my task in high spirits. Do we get the... Okay, June 4th, Thursday afternoon. The tiny balcony jutting out from the side of my apartment is nothing like it was advertised in the real estate listing. When I first saw the misleading photos, I thought it would be spacious and bright, an open-air hideaway that I could use to get some fresh air and improve my health. I wanted to set up a tiny garden and grow some plants, nothing that would require a lot of work, but something that could occupy my spare time. In reality, the balcony is a depressing amalgamation of steel and concrete that saps away any desire to stand upon it. It still looks quite big. I've seen tinier balconies, and you could definitely put up a tiny garden over here. Miss, everything is so small. Your apartment is quite big, but all you do is complain. It's so small. It is so small. I have no space for anything. And I'm like, girl, you have a separate kitchen. Although she did say she has a kitchenette, but it looked like she has an extra area, a separate area for kitchen. She has a rather big bedroom area and, well, the living room area, and I have no idea where her restroom is, but, you know, she has a lot of space comparatively to some other apartments I've seen, for one-person apartments, and this is supposed to play out in Japan, Tokyo, where space is very limited, and there are even these cubicles where there's pretty much only one bed and people have to live in those and pay a horrendous amount of money for that. So why or how is she able to complain about something so special, especially if she also has a balcony this big? Ah! I've seen, since I'm still looking for an apartment to move in that is, you know, livable plus not too pricey, and as soon as you reach a certain amount of spaciousness, you just pay a lot of money for nothing, even if it's like the oldest apartment you could get with the worst what's it called? Oh well, but yeah, it's hearing her complain about this. I would love to take her apartment. This is so spacious. I have no idea what she's paying. She didn't say, but I don't know. In euros, I would think it would be around 700 to 800 cold. I have no idea what the market price of Tokyo apartments are, but comparatively to the area I currently live in, that is the estimate I would give. Maybe even more. So, yeah. I'm done. I'm done complaining about her complaining, but I see this spacious balcony and I see space where you could put a whole bunch of what are they called? Well, where she could grow all kinds of vegetables or whatever she wants to grow. So, girl, stop complaining! It rests in the eternal shadow of the surrounding buildings and manages to catch the sun's rays for about 4 minutes every day. It's an understatement to say I was disappointed when I ventured out upon it for the first time. I suppose, if nothing else, it's a good vantage point for looking out over the city, but that's the only positive thing I have to say about it. As I stand here with my back against the railing, calmly sipping a lukewarm mug of green tea, I breathe a heavy sigh. I should be at the office. I should be tapping away at my keyboard, getting through the backlog of work that has accumulated this week. Instead, I'm here, at home, tired and strained and wearing thin at the seams. I called in sick this morning. I don't know if my supervisor bought the lie, but he did tell me to stay home and feel better, so that's what I've been trying to do. It's my own fault I feel this way. It's my own fault that I stayed up until 4 a.m. again. I know that a lack of sleep exacerbates my condition. I know that skipping meals and refusing to take medication makes me feel this way. I know that I do this to myself. I know. But this is me. This is what I do to myself as I try to take on each day. This is the way I stretch myself thin for no reason other than because some days I don't want to be better. I just want to be. I want to stay up late and work on Corpse Girls' requests. My body's need for sleep doesn't come before my ambitions. I want to eat only when necessary because when I'm slim, I look beautiful. I want to be beautiful. Just like her. Like who? I want to skip my medication because taking the same pills every day is a hassle and expensive, and I question whether I really need them anymore. If I can just stay at home like this, I don't need the medication. I even came out to the balcony, and that counts as being outside. So why do I need to take the pills? It's true that when I skip a few days I end up like this. I try to convince myself that I'm fine, that I'm fixed, that it was some broken thing that has been magically repaired, but I end up staying inside all day with the curtains shut and my eyes locked on a screen. I know that when I stay on top of my medications, I can go to work in the park and the library without a second thought. I can get on the train and not worry about strangers breathing on me or touching me. I can go to the convenience store and leisurely look around. I even went to that restaurant last week and read a book while eating dinner, and no one even tried to cut me or abduct me. And no one tried to strangle themselves in front of me in Yuriko. Yuriko? Who's Yuriko? What? Who's Yuriko? Can I really only go out and do those normal things because of some tiny pills that a doctor and I said I need? Or can I do those things because I'm actually better now? Maybe I was never unwell in the first place. Not irrational, just cautious, careful, concerned. I realize that my mug is empty when I bring it to my lips and taste nothing but the slightly waxy, unpleasant sensation of smudged lipstick. Well, I've been outside for long enough anyway. I'll go inside since it's getting late. Plus, I have the feeling that someone on the street below has been watching me and is waiting to climb up onto my balcony. She sounds perfectly sane. I enter my apartment, set the mug aside and retreat into my bedroom. My phone is where I left it, sitting face up and begging for my undivided attention. I snatch it up, unlock the screen. I'm greeted by the last webpage I left open. It's my custom-made news alert for obituaries. From tomorrow morning, I'll be anxiously awaiting news of my latest victim's fate. I timestamped the photo with tomorrow's date, June 5th, 9:01 a.m. The unlucky twin has already received the photo. I sent it out earlier today. After sending a photo, I always hide the burner phone out in the unused shed behind my apartment building. Getting the phone into the shed this morning was rather difficult. I had to cover up my face and hands with some old clothes and waited until nobody was inside before dashing as fast as I could. It took me a good 10 minutes to collect myself inside the shed before I could rush back to my apartment and lock the door behind me. I don't think anyone tried to follow me. Yes, she sounds perfectly healthy. Mentally sound. However, I know that I'm going to need to retrieve the phone again tomorrow and dispose of it. I'll check for a reply from the victim, of course, not that they ever reply. Then I'll destroy the SIM and discard the phone like I always do. It might be difficult to get out there to the shed again. On top of that, I really should go to the office. Oh, and then there's one more thing I'm supposed to do tomorrow. Kojiro wants to meet for coffee. I'm not so deluded to think that I can pull off all those escapades tomorrow in my current state. I resign myself to reaching for the bottle of medication on my dresser. Maybe another week of taking these pills won't be so bad. They tend to increase my appetite, which is really annoying. It's a constant struggle to try and ignore the hunger that tears at my stomach. And it doesn't help that they wreak havoc on my libido. I never know what to expect. Maybe you should go see your doctor and talk about the side effects you're having. Maybe you need different medication. I don't know, but it seems like you definitely should see your psychiatrist. Like right now. Sometimes I can look at those photos of I on my phone and feel absolutely nothing. Other times I can simply be scrolling through noise while standing on the train and feel an overwhelming urge to explode. I do my best to dismiss my doubts and fears as I swallow 2 of the tiny tablets. I follow up with a sip of water from the bottle kept next to my bed, and I fight the urge to stretch. I'll take a shower to freshen up. After that, I should curl up in bed and read. I need to conserve my strength for tomorrow, so an early night is in order. Maybe tomorrow's the day I'll finally be better. June 5th, Friday morning.
Where the hell were you yesterday?
Did you miss me?
Nah, just glad you haven't bit the dust yet.
That's so sweet.
Tomoe,
Listen.
oops.
Have you had any trouble with Corpse Girl?
Tomoe leans in close to me, almost uncomfortably so.
No, I think I'm in the clear.
Well, I guess the time marked on the photo has long passed. Maybe you really are safe.
Yeah. Thanks, though.
Huh? Thanks for what?
For thinking of me.
Ah, shut up.
Tomoe's face is glowing red with embarrassment. Despite our differences, our interactions regarding Corpse Girl have helped us bond a little. I'm not counting on Tomoe and I having lasting friendship. Even just quiet peace might be expecting too much. I think it's Tomoe's nature to want to pick fights with people, regardless of whether she's close to them or not. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up quarreling again, no matter how much we learn to respect each other.
I'm at my desk if you need me, but don't bother me, you know?
Sure. She waves and leaves that cryptic statement in the air behind her. I return my attention to my computer and mark a few tasks on my list as completed. The next person to waddle up to my desk and interfere with my work is Shinya.
You weren't in yesterday?
Nope.
Are you well?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been meaning to speak to you about Sato.
Aoi?
Yes, the thing is, I'm kind of in deep water because of her not showing up to work. And then resigning immediately.
Shit. I was supposed to talk to you about that, actually. It kind of slipped my mind.
Oh, right.
I'm sorry, Shinya. It's my fault, really. I hassled you to get Aoi a job.
Can I say that I find it very, very sketchy from that supervisor forgot her name, to just drop that on Noriko and be like, yo, you talk to him that he should find a different job because he got someone that was unreliable. Like, what the fuck? How's that a hindrance to his career just because he got someone a job, temp job, who then didn't show up? Yes, it might not look good that he got taken advantage of, I guess, but he's young. He is allowed to make mistakes and he can learn from them. But yeah, logic isn't this game's strong suit anyway, so I should just ignore this and go on.
No. I didn't exercise due diligence. I really should have made her come in for an interview. Or I should have spoken to her myself to see if her heart was really in it.
When you put it that way...
I'm not trying to be callous, but what he said makes sense.
Listen, you couldn't have known it, but Aoi struggles a bit day to day.
Yeah, that also was kind of dropped randomly into the story.
I'll just say she has some anxiety issues and leave it at that.
Anxiety, huh?
Don't tell anyone I said that. I was under the impression she's been doing a lot better, but maybe I was wrong.
I guess we all have our hidden struggles, right?
Right.
If only he knew. Then again, maybe Shinya struggles too. Maybe dating Tomo is his cry for help. Maybe he's going to snap one day and come into the office with a knife. Girl. If my gut feeling is true, he's the one requesting or having requested your death from Corpse Girl for whatever reason. And he definitely has that vibe that he will snap one day. I agree with you. Or maybe he'll discover Corpse Girls' website and request Kotomida's death in retaliation for ending his career. Who knows? I can't read this guy as well as I initially thought. For the longest time I was under the impression he had a crush on me, so what would I know?
Anyway, I hope Sato feels better soon. Maybe she'll find a job that suits her one day.
Maybe.
Say, seeing as we're friends now and all, would you mind if I ask you a personal question?
That depends on what it is.
It's related to, intercourse?
And you think she actually had intercourse before? Which, okay, it's absolutely fine to be a virgin. There's nothing wrong about that. And having Alright, having insecurities around that, around your first time, sure. But just judging from her character, I just can't see her being in an intimate relationship with anyone. And yes, it's not hard to misjudge someone. The most angelic looking person could be going around sleeping with everyone they meet, basically. So yeah, it's easy to have misconceptions about someone, but she doesn't let anyone close to her. So I just don't see it.
Shouldn't this be something you talk to your girlfriend about?
1 second, do we read that? Wait.
Yes, you're right. But I can't actually speak to her about it. You're really the only other friend I have, so...
Sad. Shinya's face takes on a dark expression that's far from depressing, far more depressing than what he just said. You should really reconsider who you're calling a friend, Shinya. I'm sorry. You're a very bad judge of character. I feel bad for the guy. Yes.
Well, what's the question?
Oh, if, hypothetically speaking, if someone pressures you into, you know...
Sex?
His face turns red in an instant.
Yes, that. If someone pressures you into it and you really don't want to do it, what should you do?
Oh,
Say
poor
no.
baby.
Firmly and loudly. No one should make you do things you don't want to do.
Yes, Noriko, I agree. 100%.
Yes. Of course.
I feel that my answer didn't give Shinya the comfort he is obviously seeking. The poor baby! But yeah. You should not be forced into something you don't want to do. And if it's hard to talk to your partner about that you're not ready yet, that you're not seeing yourself doing the act yet, then maybe that partner is not the right one for you. If you can't be honest about something like this. And yes, it's probably his first relationship, so he's probably even more insecure than he normally would be. But sometimes you just have to be honest with yourself and scrape together what strength and braveness you have left in you and talk to your partner and be honest, like, hey, I'm a virgin, I have my insecurities, I need to, you know, first feel comfortable around this. And if we could take it slow, please. That would be preferable for me. And yes, he's, I don't know, what was he supposed to be? 20-something? I know that there's this big shame that if you haven't had sex in your teens, then you're, I don't know, less valuable. That is so not true. Not everybody is ready in their teens to have that kind of experience, and it's totally fine to be a virgin for I don't know how long. When you're ready, you're ready. If you find the right partner, then great. And if it takes you a few years to do so, so be it. Don't feel insecure about not having had the experience yet. It's just an act of flesh meeting flesh. Can be enjoyable, sure, but if you feel pressured into it, I don't know. Alright, I feel like we're drifting far off, and let's continue.
Is Tomoe pressuring you into going all the way?
No, of course not. She would never... Never mind. It was foolish of me to bring up this topic. I'm really sorry, Noriko. Please, forgive my lack of professionalism.
Oh, Shinya bows to me deeply, his face parallel to the floor. Shinya? Are you two-timing her? Or are you the one trying to force Tomoe to do the deed? You naughty, naughty boy. He quickly turns and scuttles away before I get the chance to say anything else. What was that about? Could Tomoe be pressuring him? I wouldn't put it past her, but something doesn't feel right. She seems really smitten with him. Would she really push him like that? She seems the pushy type, but yeah, I wouldn't think she would push on having sex. Maybe it's guilt from not being able to prevent his career going down the toilet, but I feel like I should try and do something to help him. Oh, don't tell me that supervisor actually wants to force him to, you know, pleasure her so he can keep his job. But why would he be so... And then he wouldn't be... Oh well, maybe we'll figure it out, maybe not. I watch Shinya get on the elevator, and once the double doors close, I get up from my desk and scoot over to Tomoe's workstation.
Hey, can I have a minute?
This is weird. Normally I come to bother you.
Yeah, sorry. Have you and Shinya ever gone all the way?
Huh? We've only been together for, what, a week? You think I'm some sort of slut? Hey, don't answer that! Look, not that it's your business, but...
Sorry.
No, we haven't. Shinya's sweet. He's old-fashioned, you know. He wants to really get to know me before we go down that road. And I'm happy to wait. The last few guys I dated only ever wanted one thing from me. And that gets old real fast, you know?
Okay, I believe you.
Why are you asking me anyway? Did Shinya say something to you?
No, I was curious, that's all.
You think we're real friendly now, don't ya? Well, I don't mind some girl talk. Come talk to me anytime.
Sure thing.
Thank you, I'll do that.
Tomoe waggles her fingers in a goodbye wave, and I return to my desk. If I take Tomoe at her word, which I find myself doing increasingly often, then she's not trying to get Shinya to do anything he's uncomfortable with. So that can only mean one thing. Someone else is pressuring Shinya. But the guy admitted to me only today that his only friends are Tomoe and myself, so who was he talking about when he brought up the subject? I'm a little worried that I haven't received a news alert for an obituary today. My latest victim, the twin woman, had her phone timestamp set to 9:01 AM this morning. If my method worked, like it has the last few times, then she should be well and truly dead by now. She should have slit her own throat, or someone mysterious should have come along and slit it for her. It's not like I've managed to identify how Corpse Girls' power works. I'm no closer to figuring out why her victims die. Why are you so focused on slitting her throat, though? Is that what you made her do on the photo? All I know is that they do die, and yet I can't find any matching obituaries for today. I've tried searching manually too. I can't always rely on my automatic filters to get it right. I've scoured every source I can find and I have come up with nothing. Can I say? Her oh so great filters are like the most white terms you could go for. There should be countless obituaries fitting that description. Like a woman in her 20s to 30s, accident, whatever. There should be countless ones, and not just that one that fits. Oh well. I guess no. They never used Google before. The writers of this game. Makes me remember someone I knew a couple years ago. She was useless when it came to look up stuff on Google. Like, I don't know. Her choice of keywords was so off that she would get the worst possible outcome for everything. And then she would ask me, hey, how do I look this up? And I'm like, yeah, these are the keywords, and then you should get everything. And then she's like, oh, wow, now I can find it. And it's like, yeah, it's not that hard. How can you not find it? It's possible that she hasn't killed herself yet. It's possible that she's planning to do it. Or maybe someone else is still plotting to kill her on Corpse Girl's behalf. It's also possible that this time my victim won't die. Depressingly, that puts me back at square one. My winning streak will be over before it really begins if the corpse photo has no effect. I make a mental note to discard the burner phone when I get home. I somehow forgot to get rid of it on my way to work. Being so absorbed in my strict morning routine, I thought we're meeting Kojiro? But it's not too late. Barely 24 hours have passed since I sent out the photo. I'm not straying too far from my modus operandi.
Yo, you came. Mad.
Could you shave, Kojiro? Would look better. That familiar, halting voice snaps me out of my thoughts. Kojiro stands before me wearing slightly cleaner clothes than the last time we met. It's very possible that he's interpreted this meetup as a date and decided to wear his absolute best outfit. I doubt it. The smell of the morgue is only faint upon him, thanks to the desperate cover-up scent of strong cologne. Ugh. Sorry. I know too many people that decide that using soap and water isn't their thing, and just pretty much bathe in cologne or perfume or whatever, and it's just so disgusting.
Hi,
Can I sit?
please.
Kojiro pulls up a chair and sits across from me. He's relaxed and awkward all at the same time. His tall, lanky form doesn't really seem to fit in with the tiny, cozy cafe he selected as our meeting point.
Waiting long?
No, not really.
Great. Ordered yet?
No. What do you recommend?
House blend. Fantastic. They roast it here. Also, the chocolate gâteau is amazing.
Ooh.
I'll order 2 slices.
Thank you, but I'm not hungry. Coffee is fine.
Roger that.
The waitress eventually comes around and Kojiro places our order in fluent French. Why? Why would you order it in French? I think the waitress is taken aback as she bows politely and humbly asks him to repeat himself in Japanese. Okay. Phew. I was about to say, why would you do that? Well, I did say that already, but it doesn't make sense. Once our order is settled, Kojiro leans forward to look into my eyes.
You wear glasses?
Especially since the menu over there, you have coffee and what is it? Can't read. Is written in Romaji, but the rest is written in katakana. So it doesn't really make sense to go ahead and order in French. But yeah, well. Oh, I feel so bad that my skills of speaking French pretty much are non-existent nowadays. I was in France a couple years ago with some friends, and all I could say was "Salut, je m'appelle Zoé. Je ne parle pas française," and that's it. Maybe no, café au lait, s'il vous plaît. That's it. That's all I could muster. It's already quite sad, but I can understand it decently enough, I would say. My French teacher is pretty much made me hate French, so yeah. Maybe one day I feel compelled to learn it again, but not right now. I subconsciously reach a hand to my face and check if I am indeed wearing glasses. Of course I'm not.
No? Why would you say that?
Kojiro leans back casually and
Didn't
shrugs.
remember. Maybe you had them on last time.
Last time? Is he referring to when we met at the library?
I've never worn glasses. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. Just make a conversation. This place is great, right?
It's true that the cafe possesses a quiet, comfortable atmosphere. The smell of freshly roasted coffee lingers in the air, and the display of various cakes at the front counter doesn't make me ill. I can make out the faint sound of acoustic music in the background, which, with vocals in what I presume to be French. All in all, it's a nice place. Kojiro chose well.
Oh, is this place expensive? I just don't have much money, that's all.
Don't worry. It's on me.
Oh, too kind.
How's work? The bank, right?
I cock my head to the side. Did I ever tell him what I do for work? I don't recall saying anything on the subject.
I work at the head office for Temujin, not in an actual bank.
That's so. Huh. Read your profile wrong.
I relax somewhat at his explanation. Of course, he would have read my noise profile before meeting up with me. That's pretty normal. I don't keep much personal information on there, but it's true that my workplace is listed. Our conversation is put on hold as the waitress returns with 2 cups of coffee and a single slice of chocolate gâteau. Who would put their workplace on a public social media platform? Like if it's LinkedIn or Zing or whatever is out there, sure. That's what that platform is for. But would you put your workplace on your Twitter, X or YouTube or Instagram? No! Unless your work is basically that. And sure, you could say, hey, I'm an Instagrammer, I'm an influencer, I'm a YouTuber. Then yes, because that is not your literal place of work. But if you reveal your workplace, people are able to figure out who you are, look you up on the homepage of that workplace, find out your name, or even stalk you when you get off work. So what the hell do you think you're doing, girl? Whew. Sorry. The cake is delicate and moist, and my stomach growls in betrayal of my convictions. Kojiro thanks the waitress in French, and she once again bows in embarrassment and takes her leave.
Bye.
He scoops up a section of the cake with his fork and holds it out to me. I wave a hand politely and shake my hand.
Oh well.
He takes a bite and looks immensely satisfied with his choice of dessert.
Could eat if you wanted. You're skin and bones.
That's sadly the wrong thing to say to someone who has an eating disorder. Doesn't help.
Excuse me?
Just saying, could stand to gain some weight.
The nerve of him. Who would say that to a young woman? It's the truth. Well, okay, she doesn't look like it in the artwork, but a friend of mine actually developed an eating disorder because she started counting calories because she considered herself too fat, which fine, but when she reached an ideal weight, she couldn't stop because, well, she got kind of addicted to getting complimented on her looks and how good she looks now that she's thin or thinner. And at the end, the last time I saw her, she was pretty much a skeleton. She looked so... It looked so sad. I don't know. She wasn't even that thick, you know? She was, yes, slightly overweight, but it suited her overall, and she wasn't in a dangerous range of overweightedness. I don't know. So yeah, it was really shocking to see her so thin, so basically a walking skeleton.
I'll have you know that I eat perfectly well. Think...
Noriko, stop lying.
Whoa. Sorry. Wasn't trying to be mean. You're gorgeous. Just saying, some cake wouldn't hurt.
I'm gorgeous. I feel a little flushed and I look down at my phone to avoid Kojiro's warm gaze.
Try the coffee, please.
I reach for the cup in front of me, more due to the pleasant aroma than Kojiro's suggestion. I take a sip. It's been served at the perfect drinking temperature and it's absolutely delightful, rich, delicate. I could drink this all day. I've probably been wasting my time drinking canned coffee. This is the real deal. True, so true. It's like a night and day. If you get coffee from drink canned coffee or pad machine coffee, and then you go to someone that actually knows their craft, it's such a difference, and it can really bring out the flavors, the aromas of coffee. But yeah, well, just don't go to Starbucks. It's overpriced, bad coffee.
Thoughts?
For the first time since Kojiro arrived, I smile.
It's wonderful.
Right? I like your smile.
This guy is really laying it on thick. I didn't know that I didn't come here to be swooned still. It doesn't feel like he's really flirting. It just seems to be his normal character. I could be wrong though. I was with Shinya. Maybe not. The price is kind of nice though. even if he is just trying to play me with the oldest lines in the book. I figure I should switch the subject to encourage him to stop flirting.
So, how long have you worked in the morgue?
Wow. Good question. Okay, let's see. 34 now. Started there at 22. Damn.
12 years?
12 years. Never thought about it. Shit, I'm old.
No, not at all. You're older than I expected, but really, it's no big deal.
How old are you? Can I ask that?
I don't mind. I'm 20.
Phew. Okay. Right.
Is that an issue?
No, of course not. You're mature for your age, or I'm out of touch.
You're out of touch.
I can't help but giggle. She actually doesn't. I don't know, in my eyes, she doesn't come across as mature for her age. Sure, she's cynical, which makes you seem older than you are. No, I'm speaking from experience. But I don't know. She still has that teenager-esque behavior going on. But overall, I don't know. I wouldn't say that she comes across as mature. Maybe that is just, well, it is personal, subjective. So I don't know. I don't know. You know. Sure, Tomoe, if you compare her to Tomoe, she definitely seems more mature, but other than that, no. No.
Wow. Okay.
He laughs it off, but
Would you
I
date an
wonder
older
if
guy?
I did hit a nerve. So you are flirting? And there it is. Straight to the point. How do I answer a question like that?
Good question. I've got no issue with age, but I don't really know if you're my type. And if I can be honest, there is someone I have feelings for already.
That's so. Unrequited love, huh?
Something like that.
Props can't compete with that. Well, that's okay. I mean, you're stunning. Out of my league. Thrilled to be friends if nothing else.
Friend sounds nice.
Mad.
He raises his coffee cup in a toast, then takes a sip. Can I say that I would go for Kojiro over Aoi any day? Not because of her mental struggles. No. But she was rejected. Quite firmly so. So maybe she should start to actually give up. I just can't deal with that whiny type of personality. It's valid, don't get me wrong, but sometimes I need someone that actually can lend me some strength. And if I have someone that is constantly crying, seriously, I'm thinking of any situation where Aoi wasn't crying or in distress. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just not remembering the situation where she was actually in a normal state of mind, but so far, no. Which, sure, if you have like this helper syndrome, could be interesting, but I don't have that, so definitely not my type. then yeah, Kojiro definitely more up my alley. Not that I want to hate anyone, but if I had to choose, I would go for Kojiro. Maybe I had him wrong. He might be a bit more mature than I gave him credit for. If he can take rejection without pressing the point, that speaks a lot about his character. Yeah, maybe you should do that as well? Take some pointers from him?
So, corpse girl. Interesting, right? How does she do it? The photos, the killings, all without knowing the Vic's name.
Yeah.
Wonder what her death count is.
3, 4 if I'm lucky. I try not to say this out loud.
Eiichi Hanada. Car crash. Was it planned? Got the brake line. Drugged.
I have no idea. Sorry.
But you requested his death.
Yes.
I did lead him to believe that. I'll have to continue to go along with it.
And for no personal reason?
That's right.
Brutal. Don't request my death, okay?
We'll see.
His face lights up, almost as if he's impressed with the ambiguous answer. Excited, even.
Maybe I should try the site. Request a death.
Why don't you request Noriko?
Know anyone who deserves it?
Sorry, not off the top of my head.
Neither. Maybe you should request me. I'm dying to know how it goes down.
You know, maybe you shouldn't mess with this stuff. What if you really ended up dead?
I can protect myself. I mainly want a corpse photo. How does she do it? Oh, by the way, you read that book I gave you?
You mean Strange Flower?
Bingo.
I'm halfway through it.
Wow, fair effort. It's long. Thoughts?
It's interesting, I won't lie.
Nobel Sinclair is a sicko, right?
Right. He's not all there.
Halfway through, huh? So? Has he dined with the dead?
Yeah. Who was it? His school teacher, I think. He dug up her body 2 days after she died, and then dressed her in his mother's Sunday best.
Yeah. Took the corpse out for Italian? I can imagine the waiter's reaction. Ah, classic.
Kojiro seems to really enjoy reminiscing about the book. Interesting book, but don't think I would ever read it. The story is definitely interesting, but the way he's laughing at it makes me a little worried. Then again, the guy works in a morgue, so maybe the whole scenario is just comical to him.
Oh, that's it there.
It takes me a second to realize what he's pointing at. Sure enough, the book in question is sticking out of the top of my bag.
Pass it here. Want to show you a funny passage.
I nod and reach for the book. I pull the massive tome from my handbag with a fair amount of effort. The burner phone is gonna drop, right? Right. The book comes free, but it snacks on the bag's zipper and causes some of the contents to fly out.
Whoa.
A few personal belongings fall to the floor with a clatter. I notice my lipstick, lip gloss, notepad, and pen hit the cafe's tiled floor. Kojiro comes around to my side of the table and helps me pick up my things. He pauses when his hands grapple with another book that has fallen underneath a strange flower.
Pose photography? Eh? What's this?
I quickly reach for the book and try to snatch it from his grasp.
It's nothing.
Kojiro is quick, and he instinctively avoids my desperate grab. He holds the book aloft and continues reading the cover.
Huh. English? A comprehensive history of photo manipulation.
He returns to his seat and flips through the pages as I finish packing my belongings away. I bow my head slightly, waiting for his judgment.
Yo, you can read this?
No.
Only a little.
Oh, this is tough. My English isn't good. Thought it was French at first. Huh. These images.
Kojiro suddenly snaps the book closed and looks at
I
me.
figured it out.
You did? I brace myself for his inevitable accusation.
Corpse Girl fakes the photos.
Yes,
The photos aren't from the future.
true.
Like that was ever possible. Photo is fake. Timestamp is fake.
He's correct, but will he go back to assuming that I'm Corpse Girl?
Hey, why do you have this book? Are you editing photos?
I mean, I have an interest in it, but that's all.
This book is old. Doubt the techniques are useful anymore. Still, it's interesting. My theory. Thoughts?
About Corpse Girl faking the photos?
Bingo.
I don't know. Sure, it's possible. But can anyone fake a photo so realistically?
Realistically? Do you know her photos are realistic?
Thinking quickly, I snap back with an answer.
You sent me that copy of Eiichi Hanada's corpse photo. The one Corpse Girl apparently produced.
True.
It was good, right? Pretty convincing.
Very convincing. Is photo manipulation that good?
I suppose if someone skilled enough was doing it.
If it's not photo manipulation, then one more theory.
What is it?
Maybe the subject in the photo is a corpse.
I'm confused. Of course it's a corpse. What's your point?
Sorry, hear me out. It's a photo of a real corpse. Just not the victim's corpse. Corpse Girl acquires a real corpse, dresses it up, just like in Strange Flower. She makes it look like the Vic. It's convincing because it's real. No photo manipulation.
No.
I see.
Immediately, my mind starts to kick into high gear. Kojiro has unknowingly presented me with an unprecedented idea. What if Corpse Girl does get real corpses? What if she dresses them up, wounds them, makes them look like a carbon copy of the victim? Then she holds a photography session to capture the magic. The realism will be amazing. It will be way more convincing than manipulating a photo, even though I've become pretty good at that. Go! Think this through. You need to acquire said corpse. That corpse needs to look at least somewhat similar to your victim. After that, you have to get rid of the corpse yet again. Sure, now you can get yourself a boyfriend that works at the morgue, but I'm not sure if he would help you with that. Well, I don't know. He seems very interested in the idea, so who knows? Maybe he would actually help you. But that would still leave quite a trail to follow you if these manipulated corpses are ever detected. So maybe stick to photo manipulation. It will be the next step up in realism. It's sure to convince victims to kill themselves. If corpse girls as victims can be relied upon to kill themselves, then I don't have to continually question the cause of death. I wouldn't need to worry about whether some mysterious third party is wandering around slaying people on corpse girls' behalf. All of the deaths would be caused by suicide. It would be predictable. Conquering victims would simply be a matter of forging a convincing enough corpse replica. The legwork involved is acquiring corpses. In acquiring corpses would be dead. The answer is sitting right in front of me with a smudge of chocolate cake on his chin and an empty coffee cup resting in his hands.
Say, hypothetically, would it be easy for Corpse Girl to even have access to dead bodies? Legal ramifications aside, could she possibly have a source of cadavers to desecrate at will?
Yeah, it's not impossible. Take someone like me. I have the morgue. I'm there alone, mostly. Someone like Corpse Girl makes me an offer. I'd give away spare corpses, no problem. Of course, I could get busted. It's not about losing my job. I'm not going to prison. The price would have to be right. But that's just me. Employees in other morgues, well, can't speak for them.
Interesting. So you would willingly work with Corpse Girl if the price was right?
Yeah, I've said it before. Big fan. I support her work. It's fascinating. If she really is using cadavers to make photos, then... well, I'm offended she didn't come to me for help.
This is amazing. I never imagined this meeting could be so lucrative. If I want to get my hands on all the corpses I'll ever need, I can just ask him. Here and now. I find myself breathing heavily, and I notice that my cheeks are warm and my head feels slightly airy. It all comes down to whether or not I really want to step up my game. The way things are, well, the twin woman, my latest victim, doesn't seem to have given up the ghost. Maybe I'm being impatient, or maybe my work just isn't as convincing and powerful as I want it to be. Then there are the cases of the previous victims. Akane Tsurumaki killed herself, there's no doubt about it. But Eiji Hana? It's highly possible his car wreck truly was accidental. I may not have had a hand in that after all. Dori Hatano, my first ever conquest, the cause of her death still eludes me. There's no way she could have killed herself in the position her body was discovered in. She's the whole reason that I started suspecting someone else's involvement in the first place, after all. So, there's one definite suicide, one potential murder, and one death that was an accident. A traffic collision that happens to coincide with the date I wanted the victim to die. Statistically, there's no way to know how Corpse Girls' power actually works. It's almost like deaths are just caused at random. And when you pile in the countless failures I've encountered over the past year, well, my success ratio isn't very impressive. If I could truly compel victims to simply kill themselves, then it would take the guesswork out of the whole thing, that's for sure. With Kojiro's help, I could acquire cadavers and make them look like my victims. The work would be completely different to photo manipulation. There will be gore involved, no doubt about it, and it'll take a steady hand, some makeup artistry, and access to clothing, props. Then there's lighting to consider and backdrops. It's one thing to take an image from the database of the deceased and have a corpse splattered on the pavement ready to go. It's an entirely different thing to have to drag a body out of a morgue and plant it in position, then take a photo of it. There will be a lot to consider here. It's not a decision I can make lightly. And on top of that, I doubt I have the courage right now to ask Kojiro straight up for his help. But if I do go for it, I'm absolutely positive it will lend a massive amount of credibility to Corpse Girls' mission. The extraordinary realism will pave the road ahead of me with blood.
Yo, finished your coffee?
Oh,
I quickly take a sip and drain the cup.
that was delicious. Thank you for treating me.
Very welcome. Shall we head off?
Yes, let's.
Any plans for the night?
Yes, sorry I can't hang out longer.
No problem. I had fun.
Kojiro stands up and conjures his wallet. He leaves a few bills on the table and then steps towards me. I stand up too, and playing my best hand, I quickly lean forward and plant a soft kiss on his cheek. The maneuver is surprisingly difficult thanks to his height, and I don't think I pull it off as gracefully as I had planned.
Thank you for the date. Will I see you again?
Girl! Girl! You literally told him you have someone else in mind? Do you want to make it obvious that you are trying to use him for your own gains? I guess you are. I give him my best alluring look as I bat my eyelids gently.
Yeah, of course.
He slowly rubs his cheek with tender fingers, amazed that I just kissed him.
Bye-bye now.
This woman. I spin and make a beeline for the exit. I hope my trembling legs don't betray me as I step out onto the pavement outside. It's not in my nature to try and seduce somebody for my benefit, so much so that my attempt at it has left me feeling rather queasy. I don't know if I pulled it off, but now that I've left the cafe, I can't look back to see what effect I had on Kojiro, if any. I cross the road and a shiver runs down my spine. I hope I'm prepared for what I'm getting myself into. June 6th, Saturday afternoon. The weekend is here. Despite my desire to stay inside my apartment with the doors locked and windows closed, I find myself at the mall shopping for a new phone charger. Okay, let's read that section, I guess. My current charger gave up on me at midnight, and now my phone is running dangerously low on life power. I tried plugging into different outlets. I tried plugging into my laptop, but nothing I did gave my device even the slightest amount of charge. I thought for sure I had a spare charger lying around, but I turned my apartment inside out trying to find it. Couldn't even find the right type in my drawer of burner phones. So, either the charger has died, which is the best case scenario, or my phone has become faulty. I hope the latter is not the case, because I really can't afford to purchase a new one. Just use one of your burner phones. Getting it repaired is out of the question. I refuse to hand it over to somebody for a day or two and go without it. So I'm hedging my bets on the issue being with the charger. If I can buy a new one, all my problems should be solved. This is what I tell myself as I scurry through the crowded mall, dodging left and right to avoid careless people trying to bump into me. I know there's an electronics store around here somewhere. Even a discount store will probably have a budget charger that will still fit my device. I just want to find what I'm looking for and get out of this place. As I blindly navigate the area, I think back to last night when I first noticed my phone was no longer charging. I had been browsing through the obituary news feed, searching desperately for any sign of my latest victim's demise. No clues came up. There were countless new obituaries, of course. This is a big country and people die every day, but very few matched the description of my victim. The obituaries that did match had photos included, but none of them looked remotely like the twin woman. It was dead end after dead end. I might have to just accept the fact that this latest request will go unfulfilled. But accepting it makes me angry. Very, very angry. I find myself stomping through the mall more often than simply... more often. Through the mall more often than simply walking. A few people glance at me, but I don't pay it any heed. I wanted that woman to die. I wanted her twin sister to rejoice or to spare the fate that befell her own flesh and blood. I wanted her to feel the fear of seeing her own corpse in a photo. I wanted her to feel the cold and clammy hands of death tugging at her skirt, whispering to her, inviting her to spiral down and down and down and down and down. To spiral down and just die. To give up, to die, to spiral down, to die. Spiral out of control. I wanted her to die. I wanted her to die. I wanted her to die. Spiral down, down, down.
Why didn't you die? Why didn't you die?
My head is foggy, my senses blurred, my face hot, my hands cold. I repeat the mantra through gritted teeth. Maybe you shouldn't speak that out loud.
Why didn't you die? Why didn't you die? Why didn't you die?
Idiot. I fall to my knees and scream at the top of my lungs.
Ah! Why didn't you die?
Yep, she's absolutely saying.
Why didn't you fucking die?
What the hell?
Damn, she's having a full meltdown.
Can we get a security guard down here, please? Die, 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 die!
Is she going to kill somebody?
I'm scared. I'll kill her. I'll find her. I'll find her.
I taste blood in my mouth. My tongue is numb. My teeth chatter. I'll find that twin bitch. I'll find that twin bitch. I'll find that twin bitch. I'll kill her myself. I'll kill her myself. I'll kill her myself.
I'll kill her. I'll kill her.
All right, that's enough.
A strong hand pulls at my shoulder. My face hits the ground hard. My arms are restrained behind my back, and all I can see in my blurry vision is the checkered, tiled floor of the mall.
You're coming with me.
My lips. A limp form is tucked backward. My head lolls to the side. Shut my eyes and let the blackness envelop me. What the hell? Is this the security office? A stinging cold ice pack bites against my cheek and rudely awakens me from my stupor. I don't know where I am. I don't remember why I'm here. But the sudden chill spreading across my face is nice, almost soothing. I realize that somebody, tall man, is holding the ice pack to my cheek and he motions for me to take hold of it myself. I reach a sluggish hand to grab the ice pack and continue to press it against my skin. The man walks around the chair I'm seated in and stands behind a simple wooden desk to face me.
You can imagine my surprise when I recognized you.
Do I... Oh!
Huh?
Opening my mouth in an attempt to talk causes a dull ache in my jaw.
I apologize for treating you so roughly.
That didn't sound like him earlier.
The only reason I haven't called for the police is because I want to give you the opportunity to calm down and explain yourself.
This guy, I know him, but from where? Oh, of course. It took me some time because I'm not used to seeing the security uniform. This is Kenji Ogawa, the very same guy who lives in my apartment building, the nice guy who greets me in the stairwell. The father of sweet little Momo.
Mr. Ogawa?
Ah, so you are completely out of it.
Where am I?
This is the mall's security office. You caused quite a scene, Nariko.
A scene?
You don't remember. Well, give it some time. I'm sure it'll come back to you.
I tried to think hard about the circumstances that led me here. I remember something about visiting the mall to buy a phone charger, but I don't think I ever found the store I was looking for. Some kind of anger or fear or something? Some familiar primal emotion got the better of me.
Listen, Nariko. I've always thought you were a sweet girl. And Momo looks up to you, you know. Please, tell me that you're just not feeling well. Please tell me the things you were screaming aren't true.
The things I was screaming? An image of a smiling woman flashes in my mind, a twin woman with beautiful features and lovely hair. The victim. The one who didn't die. That's right. I remember now. I lost my cool. I became so overwhelmed with frustration that she didn't die. I must have broken down and unleashed my anger here, right in the mall. Stupid, 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 stupid. This is all because I went outside. I went somewhere I don't normally go. I'm usually fine about going to the office. It's familiar. The convenience store is fine too. In fact, my whole meticulously planned morning routine rarely bothers me. But the shopping mall, what was I thinking? I haven't been keeping up with my medication. Even if I was on top of it, going somewhere out of my comfort zone is always a risk. I need to start regulating my intake. Taking a pill or two every other day or when I feel like it isn't going to help me. Thanks, game? Skipping days at a time and just popping a few in my mouth when I need to leave the house isn't what I'm supposed to be doing. I need to follow the guidelines and need to keep a strict schedule of when I take that. Damn it, Noriko. I'm supposed to be calm at all times, stoic, unflinching Noriko. What the hell am I doing?
Nariko, you still look a bit flustered. Do you want to lie down for a bit before talking to me?
No.
Okay. Well, do you want to explain what happened?
No.
I never took you for a troublemaker. Please, Nariko. I'm begging you. Don't make me call the police. You were screaming about killing somebody. You were manic. You can't just act like that in public. You scared 100 people just trying to make their way through the mall. You scared me.
A knock at the door causes Kenji to flinch.
Ogawa, may I enter?
Yes. Please come in, Mr. Fujikawa.
The metal door separating the security room from the real world opens with a screech. A broad, intimidating man enters the small room and displaces all the air inside. I feel like I'm going to suffocate.
This her?
Yes, sir. She's calm now.
Indeed.
The man, who seems to be some sort of detective, looks me up and down with a sour expression.
Miss, your name?
I don't answer him.
I see.
Sir, if I may, this is Nariko Kurosawa. She's an acquaintance.
Is that so? An acquaintance? Well, that speaks volumes about your personal life, Ogawa.
Wow.
Leave us be. I wish to talk to her.
Yes, Mr. Fujikawa.
Kenji bows, his grim smile cracking under fear, as he exits the room. The detective, or whatever he is, towers over me. He pulls out a badge from inside his jacket and flashes it at me.
My name is Fujikawa. I'm a detective, an investigator
Who
for the
else
Tokyo
was called
Metropolitan Police
Fujikawa?
Department.
I feel like I know Fujikawa from this game and I can't place it right now. It's irritating me. Who was Fujikawa?
You must understand that we take death threats very seriously in the police force.
Huh? Excuse me, but Kenji said he didn't call the police.
Kenji? Ah, Ogawa. Well, never mind what he said. I was here already in regards to another case. I happened to witness your little outburst. Ogawa was kind enough to allow me a moment to interview you personally.
Right. So, what do you want to talk about?
Listen, if I were in your shoes, I'd drop the sardonic act. I have reasonable grounds to arrest you here and now.
What kind of accent is that? Oh well. His voice drips with pure venom. This guy isn't joking around. I squirm a little in my seat and remove the cold ice pack from my face.
Now, Miss Kurosawa, would you please explain to me who you are threatening to kill?
A wave of dread washes over me as the reality of my current situation starts to sink in. If I don't fly straight and narrow here, I might be in for a world of trouble.
I apologize for my actions. I wasn't feeling like myself earlier.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Maybe you should start with, I don't know, you have, like... manic episodes because you didn't take your medication today. I don't know. Doesn't sound that great either, but... that could explain anything, something, or... just say... could be caused the cause of that, such a reaction. I don't know. Could maybe go for borderline disorder. Still doesn't really explain everything. And puts borderliners in a bad light, I know, but... Can't remember. What else could be the cause for that? But yeah, pretty much a mental episode because you didn't take your medication. Or you ran out of your medication and didn't take it in time and you were on your way to getting your new prescription. Something like that. Be somewhat honest and lie at the same time.
regrettably skipped my medication recently.
Ah, okay. She's gonna go for it.
The medication excuse. I'll play along. Were you hallucinating then?
No, sir. Not exactly.
I need to come up with something, and quick, or I'm not getting out of here anytime soon.
See, I recently had an altercation with a coworker about a guy we both like.
The detective rolls his eyes at me.
Go on.
I guess I was a little upset about our fight, and really, we're actually quite good friends, so I think a combination of that and missing my medication caused me to get a little too upset and say some things I don't really mean.
Mm-hmm. And how do I know you're not dangerous? Are you carrying any weapons, Miss Kurosawa?
Weapons? No, of course not.
I see. Well, you're going to have to permit me to search your belongings. You understand that I can't allow you to leave until I have established that you're not a threat, right?
The detective lurches forward and roughly grabs my handbag. Is he allowed to do that? Just reminds me of my one pub visit while I was in London. And they check your bag or look into your bag. They're not allowed to actually check your bag. And I was like, here's my bag, just take it, check it, I don't care. There's nothing in there except for my wallet. And they were like, no, we're not allowed to actually touch it. Just open it so we can see. And I'm like, okay. Here, nothing inside. An umbrella and my wallet, that's it. And well, the keys for the Airbnb that we stayed in. But okay, he's an actual police officer, apparently. So I guess he's allowed to? Why? He's not allowed to just take it from you. I would think. I don't know. Do not know the rules. Do not make them.
Hey!
He tears it open and rummages around inside. I'm somewhat relieved that I'm traveling lightly today. I even left the 2 books I'm reading at home. He finds nothing of interest in the bag, save for one thing. My phone. He taps the screen, toggles the power button, and smacks the phone against his open palm.
Is this broken?
I realized the last drop of battery power must have finally drained. I'm probably lucky for that fact. If he found certain things on my phone, I might be in trouble. It's not like I keep corpse photos on there. That's what my collection of burner phones is for. But there are certain things that would be incriminating if they fell into his hands. My noise chat log with Kojiro, for starters. And then there are those images of Aoi, Tomoe, and that famous singer that had her phone hacked and her private photos uploaded to them. Aoi knows I have her photos. She's okay with it. Tomoe doesn't know about hers. That would be hard to explain. The singer, on the other hand, was part of a big scandal a few months ago. Probably half of Japan has seen her photos. Still, I'd rather keep my personal matters completely private. I don't want this asshole looking into my affairs.
The battery is dead, sir.
Where is your charger then?
I don't have one with me.
He grunts and throws the phone to me. I barely managed to catch it with my pretty skeletal, clumsy fingers. I don't like this character. Not because he doesn't make sense, but he kinda doesn't make sense. Like, I know barely anyone that actually carries their charger with them everywhere. I normally have a power bank with me, but I keep forgetting it, especially when I have to recharge it eventually. So, yeah, I barely ever have my charger with me unless I know that my phone battery is weak and I need it. So, yeah, currently I have a very good phone with a well-working battery, so I have nothing to worry about. So I don't really carry a charger with me unless I forget to charge it in the morning before I leave the house. Then I have my power bank for that. But who carries a charger with them?
Wait here. I need to make a call.
Let's go do it. He leaves the room unceremoniously, and I hear the scraping shriek of a steel deadbolt locking the formidable door behind them. This is a security office, right? A security office should not be able to be locked from the outside. Why? Then you know, can use keys and lock it, sure. But if you could lock the security officer of the mall inside its security cubicle, what the hell? What kind of security risk is this office? I breathe out and try to calm my nerves. I look down at the phone in my hand and see my mirror image counterpart staring at me with a black reflection. I don't look as good as I normally do. My makeup is smudged, which is strangely becoming more and more common for me. I think I've gained some weight. My gaunt face looks fuller somehow, and my prominent cheekbones are softer. This girl staring back at me, she's not wholly familiar. Is this Noriko Kurosawa? Is this Corpse Girl? I look like some aberration, some sickening concoction of myself and some person I don't fully recognize. I don't understand how I could have gained weight. I've been eating less. Maybe the canned coffee I consume religiously contains more calories than I realize. I'll need to cut down immediately. Sour taste rolls around on my tongue and I swallow it reluctantly. I feel ill at the sight of myself. The steel door swings open. Fujikawa stomps in like an angry toddler.
Well, the precinct claims you don't have a prior record, Miss Kurosawa. That's good news for you, I'm sure. But it's a fucking pain in the ass for me.
I flinch at his apparent anger and recoil slightly in my chair.
You're free to go. However, I'll remember you. Another incident like this, and I'll have you in for a psychological assessment faster than you can blink.
I can do nothing but nod as a wave of relief washes over me.
Get your things and get out of here. Oh, for the love of God, go eat something. You look like a starving child.
Yes, please. Fujikawa spins on his heel with force and once again leaves me sitting alone. I take a minute to collect my thoughts before picking up my belongings and shoving them into my handbag. As I leave the security office, I spot Kenji standing outside the door. He bows his head meekly.
Take care, Noriko.
Well, I guess you just lost your access to free Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
He doesn't lift his head as I walk away. So much for stoic, unflinching Noriko. Remember, stoic, unflinching Noriko. She looks like dead devastated, Noriko, to me right now. But okay, my voice is slowly dying. So, I guess we'll leave the rest for another day. Let's see. Hello, hello. Hello, 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 game. Thank you. Okay, we're at 8.9 hours. 3 more to go. Probably more. Considering how many times I'm stopping to... talking about random stuff. So, yeah, I need more Kojiro, unless... otherwise I cannot get through this game. Kojiro, just be there the entire time, please. I need you. Hold my hands. But yeah, let's try to end this tomorrow, I guess. Tomorrow or the day after. We'll probably reach the end. Unless I'm not getting any sleep today again. But I would hope that after pretty much 3 days without much sleep, my body is tired enough to just fall asleep and get me through the night completely. But you never know. So we shall see. I'm feeling tomorrow. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it, even though I was rambling most of the time. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye.